Back with the end of day PulseWave report with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave Price Trigger reports. All right, so what up to everybody in the live chat? I don't see a USD CYN. I'm not sure what CYN is, but whatever it is, I don't see it available on ONA. So I don't know what's going on with that. You must be able to trade something outside of the U if it's available outside the US, but I don't see that here as a tradable under ONA, which is the forex platform that I use. I just don't see it. So sorry about that. But what you may want to do is perhaps double check on that, because I just don't see it on my end. All right, so moving on. First chart here is a link, chain link. So we had the crash alert that we talked about in last night's video. And as you can see here, the downside production is already starting to move lower. Next up, we have Litecoin. And Litecoin is still in a bear market with a crash alert here too. And we're already starting to see downside production there as well. XRP Ripple is next. And this one also came into today with a crash alert. And we are seeing weakness here, but it hasn't really gotten out the gate yet. Taking a look at the euro currency. And we still have bullishness in the market. So the system is still looking to the long side of the market, buying pullbacks. Taking a look here at the pound sterling. Looks like the pound sterling may have topped out temporarily. We got a short-term top in place here, and it looks like we're starting to see some downside production here as well. So heads up if you are long the pound sterling. Next up is Bitcoin by way of the Bitcoin futures. We're still consolidated here, but with a bullish bias. So sideways to slightly higher prices is still in the forecast. On Ethereum, slightly different. We have a crash alert here for tonight into tomorrow's trading as price action looks to be moving lower. And the bears have now wrestled control of the market. So the call is sideways to lower prices. Looking at the US dollar index, you'll see here it's hanging on slightly to the 105 handle, but threatening to put in a new leg lower, if not by the end of the week, then the beginning of next week. Next up, we have crude oil, and crude oil is in the 70s handle now. You can see here, broke the 72 handle today, and we hit a new weekly low, and the downside is accelerating as the bears are in clear control of this market. Next up is gold. You can see here, like I said before, gold has a big problem with the 1800 handle. We got the crash alert. We got the downside production. Now the market's just moving a little sideways. So the call here is sideways to lower prices as the market wrestles with the 1800 handle. Looking at silver. Silver is also in quite the pickle. We had the back-to-back crash alerts with the downside production. Now the market's moving a little sideways here. So sideways to lower prices here as the market has put in a short-term top. The $19 handle is now in play, which corresponds to the Kumo cloud below. Next up is the Dow Jones Industrial Average by way of ticker DIA. So as you can see here, the market remains under pressure, and it looks like an interesting pattern has emerged. We've crossed over from a bear market to a more bullish market, which means that we started out with a bear market rally that has turned into a full-blown correction, which now has crossed over to bullish territory. So we're really this is really interesting. But we topped out because we got the crash alert and then we got the downside production. So the call here is lower. All right. Because the selling momentum is still here and it's still pretty powerful. I see the top of the Kumo cloud at 315 now in play. All right. Looking at the Russell, you can see here that the market has already come down and is now on its way to testing the 175 handle, which corresponds to the bottom of the Kumo cloud. And once prices fall out of the cloud, we're in free fall. And the next open door would be the 52-week low would be in play. All right. Looking at the NASDAQ 100 by way of the QQQ. Same scenario. We had the crash alert, put in a short-term top. Now we're getting this consistent downside production with new weekly lows, and the bottom of the Kumo cloud around that 275 handle is now in play. If that does not hold, then just like the other stock indices, the 52-week low becomes in play at that point once the markets fall outside of the Kumo cloud. And the S&P 500 on this one, same thing, crash alert, downside production, and we're already around that 390 handle, which is the initial downside target. But I think the market's going to be gunning for the bottom of the Kumo cloud at 375. If that fails, then the 52-week low is then in play. Now, it should be also noted that these gaps from November the 10th need to be reconciled also. So that's why the bottom of the Kumo cloud is going to be very important, because it's going to need to hold. If you get a close below that, then that could spell disaster, and that 52-week low could be taken out rather quickly. Just some FYI for you. Last but not least is the long bond, looking at ticker TLT. So the market moved higher today and hit a new weekly high, and it's off to the races. The bulls have wrestled control of the market, which has been way oversold. So I'm expecting for this one to move higher, but just remember, you got a gap here that was done today, so you're going to need to do some back and filling at some point, and then you got this gap way back here from November the 10th that also needs to be reconciled. All right, so you got one and then one today. At some point, the market will need to come down, but for now, the bulls are in control. All right, I'll take a few here. All right, so you want to see, let's see, SMMT. All right, let's see what we got for you on SMMT. Give me just a second. Just be a moment. Looks like this one is on the NASDAQ. All right. One more moment. Hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Didn't mean for that to happen. All right, let's see here. All right. All right, so your first one here, SMMT on the NASDAQ 100. Okay, so you had a gap up here from December the 6th. So at some point, that gap's going to need to be reconciled. But you're in a bear market, and it looks like the market is starting a bear market rally. And you got back-to-back rally alerts from the December 2nd and December the 5th. And of course, the market took off. and it's now moving higher. So it looks like this one is off to the races. The bulls are in control of the market. Just remember the gaps need to be filled. All right. So just remember that. Let's see here. All right. The next one is MVST. All right. Let's see what we got here. MVST. All right. Microvast Holdings on the NASDAQ as well. All right. Okay. So, all right. On this one, it's been in a bear market, as you can see, but it's also been very consolidated. All right. Very neutralized at this point in time. But we do have a rally alert for tomorrow after hitting a new weekly low today. So that's FYI. It's been a lot of flip-floppage throughout the neutralized as you've been in the Kumo cloud and just pretty much staying in this consolidation bar here from October the 19th. All right. And I think this is where price action is going to stay within this bar right here from October the 19th. Just FYI. And you can see price action has stayed in this zone for quite some time. So you got a rally alert tomorrow. Perhaps this will be the day that the market moves out of the consolidation zone and breaks higher. So this is definitely an interesting one for sure. I'll add both of these to the report. So you'll be able to see it on your dashboard on the next report. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I have to say, man, I appreciate the love. I've been busy. I've been in the lab working on some rather enormous projects, so I haven't been able to get back to it. I'm looking to get back into it and do those daily shows, those podcast type events. I'm really, 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 really looking into doing that. I want to focus more on that, but I've been really working on some very large projects that have just taken all my time. Just when I thought I was out of the lab, I got pulled right back into it. And it goes with the territory, man. Putting out these reports every day on all these securities. We got thousands of securities. We're doing stocks, we're doing forex, we're doing futures, we're doing crypto. We're doing so much, so it takes a lot out of me. And sometimes I'm late getting these end of day reports out, and I'm exhausted. And don't forget too, I'm also trading. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot, but I'm trying to help as many people as I can while I still can. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do it, because I know that times are about to get real challenging for a lot of people. They're going to be out of work. But the one thing that most people that will be out of work will have in common is that they have some capital that they can put to work for them, so that being out of work won't be a one-way ticket to poverty for them. They'll be able to trade for a living and do this for a living and make a good living at it. Not just be able to eat, but be able to eat well, live well. That's why I do this, because I want to help as many people as possible. All right, time for one more, and then that's it. I know you can hear it in my voice. I am spent. All right, so we're going to do NRXP, and then we will call it a day. This is also on the NASDAQ, so that's a good one. Let's see here. If I can get this thing to open, then that way we'll be good to go. All right. I know I'm tired when I start making mistakes. All right. Okay. All right. So here it is. All right. Okay. So this is NRXP Pharmaceuticals. It's been in a bear market, as you can see, and it has staged itself a nice bear market rally, starting way back here on July the 28th of this year. And now we got flip-floppage up here at these highs with these crash alerts can't be ignored. And it looks like the bears have wrestled temporary control of the market. So we got to call it as a short-term top for now. Looks like the market is ready to relock in back into a bear market and head lower. This is a bearish pointer that was made today as well. Top of the Kumo cloud at 85 cents is the initial downside target on any down move. All right, let's see. You met the Chinese yuan. I figured that. I just wasn't sure, but for some odd reason, there was an issue with that, and I'm trying to remember what it was. There was an issue, and I can't remember what it was. It was a major forex issue too. Something about them being not necessarily delisted, but it's something I can't. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, it's not on. I can't find it on ONA, and I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry about that, man. I'm sorry about that. I can't get access to it. I can't find it. I even tried to pull it up on the Thinkorswim, and it won't come up. Let's see here. Been a minute Dex with the launch of the digital dollar in the New York Fed. Is that going to be how they distribute the dollar in a controlled format during the inflation after ECB starts to collapse? Okay. All right. That's there's a lot with that. That's a big ask. That's a loaded question, and I can't answer it within the time allotted. So I'll suffice it to say this, my friend. They are going to push their digital currencies. All right. I got really deep into this on my documentary that I did in 2016. All right. I did two of them. If you go to the YouTube channel, pulsewavetrading.com, click on the documentaries, you'll see the two documentaries there. They're quite long, but very, very, very much worth the watch if you haven't watched it, because I broke that down, what they were going to do. And yes, they are going to have their digital currency. They're going to have a controlled blockchain electronic environment. Paper money will no longer exist, and they will be able to control every aspect of it. You won't be able to work. You won't be able to go to the store and buy anything. You won't be able to do anything, okay, without bowing down to them. All right. This is what they want. This is their reset. All right. And a lot more can be said about that. Oh yeah, man. Look, likewise, I, that's why I created the reports, because I used to get spanked too when I didn't follow my own rules. Yeah, man. That's what the reports are there for. Yeah. You know what it is, man. You got to follow the reports. Um but yeah, man. So they're gonna have their one world currency, their one world government, their one religion, the one world religion right now. They're already moving really quickly to put it together, and it's it's an intra-faith type of a thing. But in a nutshell, the philosophy is around worshiping Mother Nature, worshiping the earth. All right, under many different headings and banners like climate change and things of that nature, carbon this, carbon credit, carbon emissions. These are all the tenets of their gospel. Okay, and it is what it is. and it's unfortunate. You know, Lord willing, I'll be able to cover more of it. You know, when I get back to doing the morning podcast. But for now, just suffice it to say, you need to make as much money as you can right now while you still can. And everyone under the sound of my voice, if you have been dragging your feet, you have not gone to PulseWave Trading and taken advantage of the 14-day free trial, I don't know what to tell you. All right. You need to have a trading account set up. I don't care if you only got $500 in your trading account. You need to have a trading account set up somewhere with somebody, because the time's going to come where they're going to cut you off. It's going to be harder to get one. All right. But if you already have one, you can be grandfathered in. But I'm telling you, you're going to need one. You're going to need it. And you're going to need to be in a flow and be ready so that you can make money. You don't make money unless you're in the market. All right. So you're going to have to be able to do this and sustain yourself, feed yourself and your family. You're not going to be able to do it because you're not going to have any income. With no job, there's no income. Now, the universal basic income that they're going to be providing everybody is not going to be enough to live off on. Just look at Social Security now. Is that enough for anybody to live off on? No. All right. But it's enough to keep the people from looting and rioting. And that's all they want. So it is what it is. So why live hand to mouth like that when you can trade, play in their sandbox, which they don't really want you to be anyway, and make some money? Because I'm telling you, they're going to take over and control the crypto market. That's been their agenda all along. That's why you've been seeing a controlled demolition of all these crypto exchanges. All right. That's what they're doing. They're showing you that they're blowing it up so that they can take it over. So you'll come running to them, begging them to take it over. Everything you're seeing right now is a controlled demolition of our society. All right. Controlled demolition of the family. Controlled demolition of, values. Controlled demolition of our food supply. They've been blowing up manufacturing plants and controlled demolition of meat. Everything that is flesh has been getting recalled every week. There is major recalls on fish and chicken and beef and pork. Anything that is meat and flesh, they're making sure that it's a controlled demolition of that so that you won't be able to get any available. They don't want you eating meat. They want to be the only ones eating meat. They don't want you driving a car. They want to be the only ones driving a car. They don't want you flying in airplanes. They want to be the only ones flying in helicopters and airplanes. All right. You need to understand that. They don't want you owning guns. They only want themselves to have access to guns. All right. While they walk around with a Secret Service security detail, you have to walk around with nothing. All right. While you're, catching a scooter or riding a bicycle, they're being driven in limousines. While you're desperately trying to get out of town and flying coach, they're flying on private jets. While you're trying to save your money up to take a cruise somewhere, a carnival cruise somewhere, all right, they're chilling on 450-foot yachts. All right, remember, all the rules and things they talk about is not for them, it's for you. It's for you, not them. So anyway, remember, smash the like button. And keep in mind and remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.